Welcome back to The Explainer, everyone. Today we are opening up a really fascinating medical whodunit. We're going to look at a sports biomechanics mystery that completely shocked the athletic world. We're unpacking exactly how the world's most elite swimmer was just suddenly sidelined, and how the initial diagnosis actually missed a spectacular hidden truth.
So, hooking you right away, we really have to ask, what exactly happened to Léon Marchand's thigh? I mean, how does a perfectly tuned, world record-breaking machine suddenly break down right in the middle of a race? Well, let's dive into this, because the answer is actually hidden deep within the biomechanics of his unique swimming stroke.
Section 1. The Incident of Léon Marchand. Okay, so the sequence of events here is incredibly abrupt. On June 27th, Marchand wins the 400-meter individual medley with the world's best time. He's literally in peak, untouchable form. But then, on the morning of June 29th, during the 200-meter breaststrokes heat, he suddenly slows down. He ends up finishing 9th, and by that evening, he officially withdraws from the final entirely, citing a thigh injury. It was sudden, it was sharp, and it immediately set off alarm bells.
Section 2. The suspect, the adductors.
Let's look at our prime suspect. The adductor group, which is located on the inner thigh, consists of 5 muscles. You've got the pectineus, the adductor brevis, the longus, the magnus, and the gracilis. Together, this is the massive engine responsible for a swimmer's kinetic power. These muscles are just absolutely crucial for pelvic stability and for pulling the legs together against the immense resistance of the water.
Let's break down the breaststroke cycle really quickly to see why these muscles are so vulnerable. Step 1 is the recovery phase. That's flexing and rotating the legs outward. Step 2 is the propulsive kick, which is the forceful extension and adduction bringing the legs back together. This specific frog kick movement places enormous repetitive stress on the inner thigh during every single stroke.
So, because of that constant stress, the initial medical consensus was pretty straightforward: standard adductor overload. Sports doctors, including experts like Dr. Christophe Delong, they see this all the time. It typically leads to insertional tendinopathy or swimmer's pubalgia. In the fast-paced, high-stress environment of a championship, it seemed like an open and shut case. But as we'll see, elite athletes often present elite anomalies.
Moving on to Section 3, the secret weapon, the dolphin kick.
So, Marchand is known for his exceptionally powerful underwater dolphin kicks. And this right here, this is the key to our entire mystery. See, Marchand doesn't just swim the breaststroke. He completely dominates the underwater phase after every single turn with a dolphin kick that is simply unmatched in power and amplitude. This fundamentally changes his biomechanical stress profile compared to literally any other breaststroker in the world.
While the standard breaststroke kick creates a heavy adduction stress at the end of the motion, the dolphin kick is totally different. It requires a continuous, forced isometric contraction just to hold the legs tightly together while undulating. So the crucial takeaway here is that his muscles are enduring a rare double antagonistic stress. He's punishing the exact same anatomical zone in 2 completely different, highly intense ways.
Which brings us to Section 4, the diagnostic error.
Yeah, get ready for the plot twist. The initial diagnosis made in the heat of competition, it was completely wrong. It actually wasn't his adductor at all.
When you compare the adductor to the iliopsoas, which is the hip flexor, the symptoms are incredibly similar. Both cause severe pain right in the groin area. So imagine you're doing a quick clinical exam poolside. Adrenaline is pumping, time is super short. It is incredibly easy to confuse pain on the inner face of the thigh with pain on the anterior face.
Okay, so what was the true culprit? It was a proximal tear of the rectus femoris, the right anterior muscle, and specifically, a highly rare tear of the reflected head at the supraacetabular groove. This is a staggering revelation, honestly. This specific tear is so incredibly rare in swimming that it's almost exclusively documented in forceful field sports like soccer or rugby, not in the pool.
Let's break down the mechanics of how this even happened. When Marchand executes his massive dolphin kick, the forced hip extension acts as a violent eccentric brake. At the exact same time, his knees are extending, which stretches that rectus femoris to its absolute maximum tension. Doing this intensely against the heavy resistance of water, it caused a violent traction on the very top insertion point of the muscle. He literally pulled the muscle from its incredibly rare anchoring point.
Section 5, the pathological triangle. This is a biomechanical concept heavily championed by experts like Dr. Christophe Delong.
Notice how everything in the body is connected structurally. The abdominals pull upward, The adductors pull downward and inward, and the rectus femoris pulls downward and outward. And guess what? They all converge at the exact same shear stress zone on the pubis, called the pubic symphysis. It's essentially a massive biomechanical crossroads. Because all these muscles pull on the exact same bone structure, feeling pain in that region is kind of like, well, it's like a smoke alarm going off in an apartment building. You know for sure there's a fire, but you don't know exactly which room it's in. Without high-tech, targeted ABR and Dixon MRI sequences, distinguishing a rectus femoris tear from an adductor strain during a live competition is pretty much impossible. The diagnostic error wasn't incompetence at all, it was just a limitation of immediate, on-site clinical testing. Finally, Section 6, Kinexa and the biomechanical future. How do we fix this?
This is where the future of sports medicine steps in, through advanced systems like Kinexa. Kinexa is a movement tracking solution that uses artificial intelligence to model complex neuromuscular interactions. When you have an injury that alters your entire pathological triangle, you can't just ice it and rest. You have to literally reteach your body how to move symmetrically. Kinexa's AI insights allow doctors and physical therapists to precisely restore an athlete's body mechanics down to the absolute millimeter.
That AI data drives a brutal, highly specific rehab protocol that takes about 2 to 4 months. It starts with the Rice method in the acute phase, then moves into intense eccentric adductor strengthening, like Copenhagen exercises, and demands massive core stabilization. But the final point on this list is the most critical: technical correction of the kick using those AI insights. Without fixing the specific biomechanical flaw that caused this rare tear in the first place, there is a staggering 30% risk of recurrence. He has to actually adapt his secret weapon.
Marchand's injury wasn't just a physical break, you know. It was really a revelation of how far human mechanics can be pushed before they snap in entirely new ways. As AI tools like Kinexa unlock the deepest, most complex secrets of athletic biomechanics, we really have to wonder, what other invisible limits of human performance will we discover next? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating medical breakdown with me. Keep analyzing, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.